hospital and physicians and nurses and hard to fill positions. How well do you do? And are you known as an employment brand of choice? So for the UT, we changed the equation on which jobs can perform. And in fact, all jobs across all job categories perform. So you can see, for example, in nursing jobs, they're getting at least 78 applicants per job posting. That's because that job just doesn't sit on the UT site. It gets optimized to nursing sites and drives that traffic back. And that puts the newspaper in a position to be able to go out and not just sell, but perform across all different job categories. And then finally, the ability to connect to LinkedIn. And Carla's going to talk about how they position LinkedIn. And I think the point was made earlier today with respect to Google. Don't go and compete against Google. You're not going to win. And in recruitment, I think the same thing is true with LinkedIn. If you're going to try and compete against LinkedIn, you're going to lose. So the question is, can you build a strategy that adds value to LinkedIn and helps recruiters who use LinkedIn get more out of the use of that tool? You want to speak to that?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, I do, and I also just want to add a couple of other things. So what intrigued me about this platform when we were doing our analysis is a little bit of what Terry just talked about. We were able to go to market with something completely different. And what we were able to do with the job postings that we were selling now to our advertisers was to optimize them on the major aggregators like LinkedIn and make sure that they were going to be coming up at the top of those search results. We also were able to continue to push them out to niche sites, which I'm a believer in cross-posting. And we also were able to integrate it with LinkedIn. And what happens with the LinkedIn piece is that at the time that an employer posts a job on this platform, they instantaneously are able to see who within their group, their personal network, has the same job qualifications as what they're seeking, so they can reach out to them right at that moment. And so I really love the idea that it also had that LinkedIn piece. And I will tell you that when we went out and talked to advertisers about this, they were thrilled, because think about it. They're already buying postings on Indeed. They're already, posting their jobs sometimes across multiple platforms, trying to get that reach. And we were able to really go to market to them with a good solution. And regardless of where they see the ad, whether it's on the aggregator, whether it's on one of those niche sites, the minute that job seeker clicks on it, it leads them right back to your job site. And then you're collecting that information. You have control over those job seekers, and you also have great reporting so that you can show your employers exactly where their traffic's coming from.
So today I would argue, if you're selling traditional job board posting packages, you're not getting the LinkedIn business. And the LinkedIn business isn't about job postings, it's about search. They sell their platform for about $7,000 a seat, and large companies are utilizing that with recruiters to go search first and then post later. So when you call them up and say, do you have any recruitment listings to post, the answer is no, because they're searching. And only when they don't find the results on LinkedIn do they call you up and say, hey, we're ready to post. So you want to preempt that and get up higher on the food chain and walk in the door and sell your product as a value add to LinkedIn. Now the good news with LinkedIn is it's got 180 million profiles accessible at a recruiter's fingertips. The bad news about LinkedIn is it's got 180 million profiles accessible at their fingertips. They have to do a lot of work to find those people. It's tedious search to find those candidates. So the way it works with our system is all you have to do is submit a job posting, and we automatically run that through your network. You just authenticate. You can see here on our candidate or recruiter desktop, you have a LinkedIn link. It authenticates your account, and it takes that job posting and automatically sorts through your network and delivers back qualified, ranked, scored candidates that would be applicable for that job. That puts you in a position to immediately start recruiting on all of those candidates that have the highest quality. So you can see the indicator here in terms of qualification. So this is the recruiter desktop. Before we published this job, we had one candidate database match and 11 applicants, and after we ran it through LinkedIn, we have an additional 199 qualified applicants. So you can pull these applicants up, you can look at their profile online, and then you've got a link here where you can send a job invite for a referral. And that's what LinkedIn was built for. It was built for referrals. And so using it to search and to send to somebody you don't know simply because you bought a premium account at LinkedIn and now you have access to 180 million people doesn't make any sense. but to send them a job invite that's relevant to their career, a job they're qualified for, and they know somebody in your network makes it a quality referral. So you just turned your job board into a LinkedIn referral-based system. And that gives you the ability to add value to those recruiters. And if they're searching, say, listen, just post the job, we'll do the search process for you. This is how that works. We take the job posting and we run it against our own aggregated network database. We run it through your LinkedIn database, and we source it based upon job categories, skills, certification, career interests, location, etc., and then produce those qualified applicants. We know that 36% of everybody that's applying to jobs on Real Match powered sites come from people who only match jobs. They're not out there searching on the web. They're not seeing the ad on the UT San Diego site or on Indeed. We sent them a match based upon either sourcing them through LinkedIn or our database, and they applied based upon that match. So that gives you access to those passive candidates. And as a result, this is the job seeker database growth of the Union Tribune after having launched with the Real Match platform. And what's interesting about this is two things. One, with Monster, they were sending all their applicants, all of their audience to monster.com, and they had no residual value for that. I think the most important asset of a career board is your audience and your registered candidates. So now UT San Diego is saving all of those, and they're building them across every single category. So now they're building a candidate database, not just relative to the audience they have that's reading publication, but a new audience based upon the kinds of jobs and the kind of reach that they have now out on the internet. So that's how they use the internet as their job board and have produced some significant results in terms of building their own candidate database. Let me tell you about another Monster conversion, the Waco Herald Tribune. It's a VH Media property, and they came to us and they had very similar problems as to UT San Diego. If we pull the plug on Monster, what kind of reach are we going to have? How are we going to deliver quality applicants? Monster clients are accustomed to a certain flow of qualified candidates. How are we going to do that? So much in the same way